First, you got to tip your hat to Wichita State. Coach Marshall has these kids playing really, really strong. We knew it was going to be a tough game. Well, the coaching staff knew, and the guys that came last year. The environment is great, great environment here. Got off to a slow start and fought all the way back into the game with about 3.5 minutes left. With only down 6 with the ball a couple times, and we turned it over 2 times in a row. And you can't do that on the road, along with missing 10 free throws and having 18 turnovers with probably the youngest team in the country. You can't do that. And this is the part of the process. You went on a 10-game win streak. Lost one starter for the Georgia game and lost, and they had to come to this environment. Now they're understanding real college basketball because it's been really peachy for us for about a month and a half, 2 months, and now it's starting to get real.
Can you talk about that environment, Coach? What was that like? How does that compare to what you guys have seen this year?
Well, Tennessee obviously was way more fans with the same type of environment because it was an in-state rival. But I've always respected. Even last year, I was shocked at how the support. I've seen it over the years. But to be here, the blackout, I understood what was going on right away, and I knew that was going to get those guys fired up over there. But then the atmosphere is great.
Penny, you guys get outscored. The starters got outscored 16-4 in the 2 starts of the halves. Obviously, slow starts have been an issue. Do you have to consider changes there?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We're not trying to just please guys. When you went on a 10-game win streak, you stay with guys, and then the game with DJ getting sick right before. You're thinking, okay, that was just what it was. And then I came back with the full group today, even though DJ was not himself and Damian was not himself. But we can't keep getting off the slow start, so definitely going to consider that.
Usually offense is contagious. Tonight it seemed like the lack of offense was contagious. It was just like guys were having tough nights, and it was like a domino effect.
Well, it's just you got to share the basketball, only 10 assists. I think that individually these kids, because they're so young, and they've carried their teams over the years, the last couple of years in high school, they think it's going to happen that way on this level. And when you're winning, it kind of gets overlooked a little bit, but you're still preaching it because everything we're preaching now is what we were preaching when we were on a 10-game winning streak. The kids think they can win the games by themselves. You got to share the basketball, man. You got to do it together. You have to do it together.
What did you tell them after the game?
I just told them after the game that there's no way individually we're going to ever be able to win. We knew it was going to be rocky with a young team, especially getting in the conference. It's tough to win on the road, especially in conference. And this is probably one of the toughest to win on the road, especially. So it was good for us, for me, and for this team to kind of get in this environment, being a young team, because we've only been to Tennessee that had this similar environment. But I just told them, man, it's not going to stop. South Florida's going to be tough. Every time you go on the road and play in conference, it's going to be tough.
Coach, you guys made a run there. In the midway through the first half, when you started get some buckets, your guy next to you started was kind of led the way. What did you guys do to change up?
Well, we got stops, consecutive stops. We put them in a position where the shot clock was going down, and they had to take tough shots, and then we rebounded the ball and got downhill. So that's basically what happened in the beginning of the game. We couldn't get stops. We made a lot of mistakes in the game plan and gave them that cushion. But in the second half, we got stops, and then we started to make some baskets.
In terms of the offensive struggles, it's not for a lack of firepower. You got the guys to score. You just think it's not coming together.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's just the guys just have to share the basketball more. You can't care who gets to shine, and sometimes when you got a lot of talent, most guys try to do it on their own. And they're learning now that you have to do it together. We preach it, but they get out into the game, they have to do it, they have to believe it, and don't care who gets the score. It's about who gets to win.
I know you guys play some great defense too, but Wichita State, can you describe to me what do they do such a good job of to make things so difficult with their defense?
Well, now they have enough athletes. Not that they didn't last year, but they went out and got some pretty good athletes to come in, some really good freshmen, and they can switch everything. They got four smalls and one big. I think he kind of learned, like, okay, I can't have my 2 bigs in there for 30 minutes like he did last year and just try to pound. So his athletes, he's rotating about 7 athletes and 2 bigs pretty much, and they are doing a great job of switching, staying hungry. And again, it's going to get to a point where they're going to hit adversity in this league as well. It just happens to young teams. Right now, it's not hitting. They're playing great basketball, but what they do is they bring those athletes in and they switch everything and make you think about what you have to do.
Precious, from your perspective out on the court, what happened at the beginning of those 2 halves that cost you guys early?
like Coach said, we gotta stick to the game plan, and we also have to play as a team. Share the ball and not care about who gets to shine. He also mentioned we're a really young team. We're still understanding the college basketball, and I just believe we're gonna get better. Moving forward from here on.
Precious, Coach talked about it, but what allowed you to get back in the game before halftime?
We came out. We got a couple stops in the at the half, and we just followed the game plan. But it got to a point where we just had a couple mistakes. Going down. It was just I was being careless with the basketball. Going down the stretch, and it just kind of opened back. The game kind of just they went on a run after those couple mistakes we had, and that was it.
Just 4 of 21 from the three-point line, 1 of 13 in the first half. Those shots that you wanted, or how?
No, obviously, that's terrible. But when we went into the game, the first 5 minutes, we were saying live in the paint. Only take open threes, no contested threes. If somebody's coming out to contest you, drive the ball and give it to your teammate. And we did what we wanted to do. We still took those tough threes. Now, half of those were really good looks that we have to make, really good looks. But the other half were really forced because I haven't gotten a shot yet type shots, and you can't win like that.
And that's what you mean by not sharing the basketball.
Yes, that means you just if I haven't touched the ball in a while. Instead of me driving it and passing it to somebody else, I'm going to shoot it just because I haven't touched the ball. Sometimes it happens with young teams. Like I said, it's going to happen. We just have to correct it.
Earlier in the year, we talked about having no egos, everybody buys in. Does that overlap with the not caring who gets the shine at all? Or?
Yeah, it does overlap with that. But, like I said, in games, especially after losing to Georgia, we hadn't lost a game in a while. And you come into this game, everybody's saying, man, I'm going to step up. It's not like they're trying to be selfish. It's like their mentality is to go out there and be aggressive and make a play, and sometimes it's just at the wrong time. They don't make the right decision, and I'm fine with it as far as moving forward because I know we're going to correct it. We just have to get this corrected before March.
What's the mood of the team now, Penny? Was it a shock to them to find themselves losing this game the way they did and 2 in a row?
I think they know exactly what it was. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Wichita State. They've been playing great basketball, as good as anybody in the country. But we did not stick to the game plan. And that's been a big common theme for us in these games. We can get away with it at home, but on the road, you cannot do that. You just can't. And you got to make your free throws and not turn the ball over. So you have those 3 things happening. Tough.
Penny, you guys get down 19, you get a timeout. It could have really went the wrong way real quick, but you guys, what did you tell them?
Well, just don't give up. Just keep getting stops. Keep getting to the basket. But you got to make your free throws as well. But I just told them, don't give up. Don't look like we're defeated. And that's what young teams try to do. Like, hey, we're defeated. You're not defeated. Get your heads up. And we got the game to within 6 points with the ball 2 times in a row with like 3.5 left on the clock. That's plenty of time. Just have to make a play.
Even though you get it to within 6, you immediately come down, and just the execution that they had for their next 2 possessions versus what you had, 2 turnovers immediately. That's just a matter of execution? That wasn't selfishness there.
No, that's just a matter of execution. Alex Lomax was trying to make a play. We had the ball in the guy's hands who we wanted it in. He had 6 turnovers tonight. That's just, like I said, uncharacteristic. He usually makes that right play, and I know he wanted to beat the big, played really good defense on the travel. In the second one, he just made the wrong decision.
We got time for 2 more. Coach, it seemed to be Marius Burton's night. Watching from the sidelines, what allowed him to be so impactful?
Well, he did exactly what we thought he was going to do. When the shot clock goes down, they give him the ball, and he makes good moves, mainly going right, and gets into the paint and tries to make a play. And it worked for him tonight. He's definitely under more control. I think that run that they made last year in the NIT going to the Final Four, getting some extra games, having to win all those games on the road, really gave those freshmen last year the confidence. And he was one of those guys because last year we game planned against him to shoot the ball and made him the guy that we played off of. This year he has to be accounted for. And, looks like he's been working on his game for sure.
Precious, this is the first time you guys as players have gone through adversity like this, 2 games in a row. How do you think this group will respond? What will the next 2 days be like?
We just got to go back to practice and obviously just scrap this because there's nothing we could change about the outcome of the past 2 games. We just have to look forward and hopefully get better as a team and just move on.